Good afternoon, everyone. I am here to talk about the rising sea levels in the Philippines. Imagine. Imagine yourself living in the future to be telling the tale of what was before of the underwater cities of the Philippines, having our own Atlantis. Because 29 years from now, coastal areas in the Philippines are at risk of being underwater due to the rising sea levels if climate change is not mitigated. Parts of Metro Manila cities such as Manila, Pasay, Bulacan, Malabon, and including cities near coastal area in Visayas and Mindanao are expected to be below sea level by 2050. Now, we must remember that climate change is caused by human activity and can be only solved by humans themselves. There is no such thing as Planet B. No matter how rich and powerful you are, nobody's going to buy their way out of its effects. People tend to care when it's too late. So let me all call all of your attentions on the problems that we will be facing if we do not act now on the rapid rising of sea levels in the Philippines. First, an estimated of 65 million Filipinos living in coastal communities will be displaced. Second, extreme coastal flooding caused by aggravated storm surge, threatening the lives and properties of Filipinos, considering the Philippines gets an average of 20 tropical cyclones per year. Lastly, with the effects of the rising sea levels comes along food and water insecurity and loss of livelihood. Must we wait out and see these problems in reality before we act? The problem of rapid rising sea levels in the Philippines can be solved by creating our own country's initiatives in research studies, constructing band aid solutions, and eliminating the main causes of climate change here in our country. Pro-environmental policies from the administration and community cooperation are the essential keys of mitigating the rising sea levels due to climate change. To elaborate the solution further, in the first solution, I will introduce to you a quote by Albert Einstein saying, "If I had an hour to solve a problem, I'd spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem and 5 minutes thinking about the solutions." In relation with this quote, instead of just finding solutions to solve the problem, the administration should prioritize first creating our own country's initiatives in research studies to assess and monitor the rising sea levels. They could also engage in the Southeast Asia Sea Level Program, an initiative that aims to understand and integrate the internal and external mechanisms determining sea level changes in the past and changes in the future. In the second solution, which is to mitigate the current effects of the rising sea levels, the administration should construct band-aid solutions such as relocation plans and construction of dikes, buffers, and seawalls to temporarily protect Filipinos living in the coastal areas. Lastly, prevention is better than adaptation. Instead of planning for the impacts of the rising sea levels, the administration and the community should start on eliminating the main causes of climate change. The Philippines has one of the fastest deforestation rates, and the country's energy outlook is nowhere near from a clean and sustainable energy. The Philippine government should implement pro-environmental policies focusing on reducing deforestation and the use of coal as the country's dominant energy source. If we do not solve the rapid rising sea levels or mainly climate change, would you still want to bear a child with a future living in toxic air, food and water insecurity, extreme weathers, and poverty? Now pause and reflect on these questions. What actions have I done that contributes to the problem and actions that I can do to be part of the solution? What is the kind of environment that we want to pass on our future generation? Here are some ways that you can do to be part of the solution. Invest in reusable items rather than one-time use items. Consider a minimalist and eco-friendly lifestyle and plant a tree. Be a part of the Plantitos and Plantitas. Invest in the organization One Tree Planted, where $1 is equivalent to one tree planted. You can also invest your time in earning in Gcash Forest to plant a tree for free. As I end my speech, I want you all to remember to be part of the solution, not part of the problem.